are we? Welcome back to my channel. It's Anna. So, we are set up here in my family room today because I have opinions and I want to tell them. If any of you guys watch Drag Race, you guys may or may not know of the online series with Raja, Toot or Boot. And I would like to do that with fiber art trends, specifically knitting and crocheting. That's like predominantly what we're gonna be talking about. I think this would be fun. I have opinions, I want to tell them, and so that's what we're gonna do in today's video. It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be lighthearted. I want to put a disclaimer that just because I may or may not like something doesn't mean it is good or bad. Like, it really doesn't matter either way. Take it with a grain of salt. Really, my opinions are simply nothing in your life. If you love something that I end up not liking that much, that's fine. That's the beauty of fiber arts. We can all do different things and have wildly different styles, and we still have the same hobby in common. That is so cool to me. Please, please, please don't take what I'm saying too much to heart. It is genuinely totally just for fun. Also, I do want to say I'm going to put pictures of each thing up on the screen. It is, once again, never ever ever intended at the artist. It is just the style or the product, okay? I never want it to come across like I am bashing on an artist or their work. I love and respect everyone for each of their styles, but like I said, we all have different opinions and different things we gravitate towards. So I'm going to be talking about the style or the item opposed to how it was made, the artist, anything. If it makes you happy making it, if it is what you like to do, it's what you like to do. Simple as that. I did just want to get that out of the way though, because I don't want anyone thinking that I'm being mean or rude towards any other creators. I'm just sharing my opinions, and I think it would be fun if you guys let me know down below if you agree, disagree, and just have some fun, lighthearted chit chat about what we like. We're all gonna be swagful, slayful fiber artists, and I think it's cool that we do it all differently. Without further ado, grab your drink. I have a blue Gatorade, and I have my iPad because I am an iPad baby. Okay, I'm an iPad child, and we're gonna talk about some trends. Let's do this. Hi, super quick. I promise this is the last thing and then we will toot and boot, but I just wanted to say I'm having a shop update slash launch of my new website on Monday, June 20th. I have more information over on my Instagram on products, timing, all that good stuff. I'll probably do like a little Q&A. So sign up with the link down below. You can go to my website and put in your email and you'll be the first to know when we go live. I'm going to send out a little email before I post on social media. So make sure to sign up for that if you want to check anything out. But that's all. You totally don't have to. Just wanted to let you know. Enjoy the video. Okay, bye. First thing we're going to talk about are crochet and knit shrugs. They're the garment that it is like the sleeves of a sweater, but it is not a full body. You just sort of put it on over a top. It's like an accessory, something to layer. I actually did not know they were called shrugs until I asked you guys on my Instagram what trends to talk about, and you guys said sleeves slash shrugs, and I looked it up. I was like, I didn't know it had a name. So you learn something new every day. But I don't know how I feel about this trend. There's sometimes I see it and I like it, and there are other times I'm like, it's not my style. I can never see myself wearing it. I don't really know how I would incorporate it into my style. So I don't know. I think the people who make them and wear them and style them look cool, but it's just never something I would go towards. So for that, I'm probably gonna boot it because it's not something I would make and wear and get use out of. But I am very easily convinced. I see a lot of people making them and wearing them, and it looks really, really good on them. So it's like a tentative boot, but for me it's a boot. Okay, this next one is mohair tops and like loose gauge mohair. I know we could kind of separate loose gauge tops and sweaters into a different category than mohair, but I decided to just put them together for like ease in this video. Loose gauge is essentially when you're using like big knitting needles or a big crochet hook with a piece of yarn that is much thinner. Once again, don't know how I feel. I think I'm going to give it a tentative toot for this reason. I used to be very against it. I just was not my style at all. I was like, I don't really rock with this, but like slowly I've gotten more into it. Don't know if I love mohair. I've never used it, so I really don't have a fair opinion. I think it looks really nice and I've heard good things about it from the people who have used it. But in terms of the loose gauge aspect, I've started to like it a little more, appreciate it a little more. I think I like loose gauge knitting better than I like loose gauge crocheting. Like if I were to make myself something, and I've had some ideas, but if I were to make myself something, I think I would gravitate more towards doing knitting. But I'll give it like a tentative toot, mainly for knitting, sort of sometimes for crocheting. Once again, the right people that make it and pull it off, it like leans me more on your side. Very easily swayed. Very easily swayed. This next one is granny square pants. I'm going to immediately start this with a shoot. Now listen, this is beyond a toot for me. This is a shoot because I think a good pair of granny square pants, it's unstoppable, okay? Bonus points if they're flared. Like that's my style. Like a pair of granny square pants, beautiful. I think it is fun, it is interesting. I think it flatters literally everybody. I've never seen a person wearing a pair of granny square pants, specifically flares. Never seen them look bad. Just like it feels like the most iconic statement piece, okay? Like I get it's not feasible for everyday wear. That's fine. I mean, maybe for some people it is, and I probably would like stare at you and be like, I want to be you. But I think granny square pants are so cute. I just love them. I love them. I could talk about how much I love them for like a while, so I'll stop there. But I really do love them. I give them a shoot. Yeah. Next up is crocheted bikinis. So I think I'm gonna toot this. I think they're cute. I don't love a string bikini just because for me, feeling comfortable, I don't mind the top being a string bikini. I don't love bottoms being string bikinis. But once again, it's just never been a style I gravitate towards, so like I have a little bit of bias there against it. However, I have been seeing some people make crochet bikinis and I'm like, I want to make you. So even though I have my reservations around the whole string bikini thing, I think I do like all of it enough to give it a toot. I think I do. No, I just think you look so powerful if you're gonna put on a crochet bathing suit. It's so cute. You could do it in so many colors. You could do designs. I've never seen anyone look bad wearing a crochet bathing suit. So I'm gonna give it a toot. I'm gonna give it a pretty secure toot. Minus like 1 point because it's not my normal bikini style, but like maybe I just need to get over myself. Maybe I need to conquer my fears. Okay, this next one is distressed knitwear. And I don't really know how I feel about this. I searched it on Pinterest because I'm not super familiar. It's similar to the loose gauge tops we were talking about earlier. It has some similarities to that. Some tops do take advantage of doing the looser gauge, but I see a lot of obviously distressing, so dropped stitches, the ends are a little bit frayed. It feels very worn and I just don't know how I feel about it. I think I'm gonna give it a boot. It's just not really my style. For some things, like, okay, this is not a good representation because it's an ad from Shein, so I get that. But it's just like the only part that's distressed is the bottom. And to me, it just looks like there was one time we had some of my winter clothes in a trash bag in our attic, and we have like mice or squirrels up there sometimes, and they got to it and they chewed a little hole in the bag. And I was sad because my favorite pair of PJ pants now had a hole in them and they looked all distressed and frayed. So it kind of just reminds me of that time. Like, I imagine that this sweater is like a favorite sweater of mine. I put it away, the mice get to it, and then it gets eaten. And that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe that's just my trauma, but I don't know. There's something about it. I just don't love it. It doesn't do anything for me. I think the people who are modeling them look super cool, but I'm just not super into it. To me, it just looks like the sweater is coming apart. Which I think would just cause me copious amounts of stress. So I think I'm just gonna have to go ahead and boot this one. Okay, so this one's kind of general, but it is pretty popular, especially on TikTok. I feel like I see a lot of people making these a lot of the time, and that's crochet bralettes. Gonna be hashtag vulnerable and honest, gonna be truthful for a moment. I used to dislike them a lot. I used to dislike crochet tops a lot. I just didn't like them that much. I couldn't really tell you why. I just didn't love them, but I've definitely grown to like them more in recent years. I think people are so creative in the patterns that they write. Yeah, but I'm like fine with them. They're good. I'll toot them. I don't think I would go out of my way to make them, but I think if I saw the right pattern and I think it would flatter me, I'd be like, yeah, hand that over right now. I've definitely seen some where I'm like, I need to make you immediately because it's very cute. So I'll give it a toot for that reason. There are some that are really cute. All of them look great on people though. This trend is a little bit older. It was a couple months back, but that is the balaclava trend. It was huge on TikTok, especially over fall winter here in like the States in the northern hemisphere. Once again, I started by really not liking them. I never had an interest to make one, didn't really care. Like, I feel like I would just look like very much egg core, like very much in my egg era if I were to make and wear one of these. However, grown on me, I have to admit, the more I saw it, the more I saw people styling them and rocking them, I'm like, okay, I see what you're, I see. I can't really give like a full confident toot, but I'll give like a very tentative toot. Very tentative, just barely leaving like my boot era and entering my toot era. Okay, this next one is a plushie, and it's like the fruit animals, like strawberry cow, things like that. Strawberry cow was huge. Was it like 2019, 2020? I literally could not tell you. Felt like yesterday, and also felt like 7 years ago at the same time. So someone let me know. Using a fruit and combining it with an animal, fruit animal plushies. I'm gonna give this one a toot. I don't think I will ever be tired of a strawberry themed something. I can't lie. I think strawberries are really cute. I do. I don't know. I just think it's adorable, and I think plushie designers, people who make them, are so creative. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say on that because I haven't really made many plushies recently. So I'm not really in that headspace or like seeing too much of that on my social media. But every time I do see something pop up, I'm like, yeah, you rocked that. That's adorable. That's really cute. So I'll give that a strong solid toot, and I don't really see myself moving from that for a while. I know we've been doing fruit themed animals for a while, but I'm just a sucker for something adorable. I really am. This next one is super bulky sweaters and garments, and I don't know where I fall on this. I used to like them a lot, and now it's like they're okay to me. They're only okay. I've never knitted or crocheted with a very bulky yarn. Some patterns I do like and I think it looks good. Others where it's like almost like comically bulky, that's probably the point of it, obviously, I just don't love as much. I just don't find it to be feasible. So I think if we're talking about like the super bulky ones, I'm going to have to say boot. Not because I don't think they're kind of fun, but because I just don't really think that they're feasible. Also, I feel like the yarn is gonna pill really easily. I'm going to have to say half boot, half toot, depending on what we're talking about. I need to be a little more specific. Okay, next up is temperature blankets, and I have to admit, I don't like them. I don't like a temperature blanket. I'm gonna boot a temperature blanket. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people like them. I'm just not a blanket girly. I just don't. I think it's because I'm not huge on, and I know there's more ways of doing temperature blankets than just like rows of colors. I totally know that. But the thing that first comes to my mind are just rows, and you choose the color based on like the temperature. I'm just not huge on that. I just don't, I don't know. It doesn't really do anything for me. It doesn't spark joy. It doesn't like really get my creative juices flowing. And I'm just not a blanket girly. So it's not like it would really pull me in that way. So I'm gonna have to boot it. I'm so sorry if you're a temperature blanket lover. You keep slaying for us blanket not makers. You carry us. Thank you so much. Okay, next one is once again another kind of old trend, I can't lie. And that is crochet bees, like the crochet plushie bees. And controversially, I think I'm gonna boot it because I'm kind of tired of this one. I liked it when it was happening. I have been known to make a bee or two, okay? Don't get it twisted. I have made some, but since I've made them, I'm just sort of like, eh. I think plushie designers are so creative that if I'm going to personally spend my time making one, I'm probably going to choose someone else's pattern and do something else. But I do think it's a really great beginner pattern if you want to get into making crochet plushes. And I think the trend that happened however long ago was absolutely adorable. Those crochet beads really had us in a chokehold. They were like, you will make as many of me as you can. And we did. And we did. So I think I'm gonna have to boot it just because I'm not huge on it anymore. I enjoyed the trend when it happened. I definitely tooted it when it was happening. But looking back on it now, I'm like, I'm not really inspired by it anymore. It doesn't really spark a lot of joy. We've accomplished the bee trend. I have accomplished the bee trend, so boot from me. So the second to last trend is the wavy, or I've seen people call it the acid trip type checkered pattern. Kind of indifferent on how I feel about this. I think I want to toot it. I think it's kind of fun. I've never really made it. I am a big fan of checkers. That's not on this list, but I do love a checker, babe. I love a checker. I think it's really cute, and I think this is a fun way to spruce it up, work on your color work, whether you're knitting or crocheting. So I'll give that a strong solid toot. I don't know if it would necessarily be something I would go towards. Not totally my style, but I do like it, and I think the right pattern could convince me to make something in it. I think it's solid. I think we've been doing it for a while, but I haven't gotten sick of it because it hasn't been overdone. At least it hasn't been overdone that I've seen. And last, but certainly not least, the final trend we are going to talk about are the cat ear hats. Now listen, these are huge on TikTok. I know a couple months back, they still might be pretty big. I'm gonna have to boot it. Sorry. I think they're cute. They just never really did much for me. I will say, I think it is a really great beginner pattern because it's so easy to do. And I do think the people that make and wear them look so adorable. It's just never really been my style, so it's never been something I've really gravitated towards. It's never been something that's like inspired me to make. For those reasons, I'm gonna have to boot it. Or maybe I'll give like a half boot, half toot, because I don't think they're ugly. That's not my point. It's just never done much for me. But I do think whoever makes it is cute. So I feel like kind of like the shrugs that we talked about at the beginning, and like the loose gauge tops and sweaters, I could be convinced, but I'm gonna probably lean a little more on the boot side than the toot side. And I think that's my final answer. I hope you still love me after this. Hope I didn't hurt anyone's feelings, and that's genuine. But like I said in the beginning, this is just for fun. Let me know if you agree, disagree with any of my opinions down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And yeah, this was fun. If I missed out on anything that you think of when you think of like a crochet or knitting trend, let me know down below. I can either make another video or we could just chit chat or whatever. But I had fun. I love seeing all the different things we can all make with yarn and a hook, or yarn and some needles. We all get the same 2 supplies and we can all make such different things, and I just think that's really cool. Hopefully you guys had a fun time tooting and booting with me. We can do this again if you'd like. But yeah, that's all I have for today's video. If you guys liked today's video, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps me out so much. Make sure to put on the post notification bell if you want to know every single time I upload a brand new video. I post every Friday. Make sure to sign up for my website's email list down below. Follow me on social media, all that good stuff. This was fun. I had a good time. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. I love you all so very dearly, and I will see you next week with a brand new video. Bye everybody.